It's moments like these
right foot, cut, finish, good, jog up.
That aren't glorified in the news. They don't show up on the score sheet. They don't come with awards.
Whenever you get tired, little brother, grab one of these old.
We here, bro. We all been there, you feel me? Let me get our water, bro. We all been there, though.
However, it is moments like these that create the man who shows up on the score sheet, who wins the awards. Moments like these create the team that will reach their goals. What did it take to earn this uniform?
Wearing the jersey, do your job.
More than you thought you had. The sacrifices, the extra mile, the love of the game. You had to be different to become a Bull. Why did you do it? For this moment, for this chance. This is our city. This is our time. What will it take to earn this uniform? Everything you have. We are BAYMADE. BAYMADE Inside USF Football is presented by Elder Ford of Tampa, home of the lifetime warranty. BAYMADE Inside USF Football is presented by the Florida Lottery. The Florida Lottery, over $30 billion and counting to education. Just imagine. By Hooters. Hooters, get your game on. The original wing joint since 1983. By Tampa General Hospital. Tampa General Hospital. Live fiercely. By Tico People's Gas. Brought to you by the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. And by UPS. Delivered by UPS, visit ups.com/solvers to find out more.
Flowers throws, he'll have a receiver with yards. Rodney Adams looking for the goal line.
Great cutback, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, USF. Play from scrimmage for the Bulls. Will be a long throw downfield, and Rodney Adams is wide open. He's got it. Adams is going to go all the way. Run a while, young man.
Here's Dearness Johnson going to throw. Got a receiver. Touchdown.
Touchdown, USF. He's running away from everybody. Touchdown, USF.
Touchdown, USF.
Rodney Adams from St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm a wide receiver here at USF. Just pull up to my grandma's house.
Coming up, he's just a nice, loving child.
He was, like I say, he was an outgoing kid, and he always wanted to play sports and never gave me no problem, never. And I find that's amazing.
He's a terrific guy. He really is. You know, I have to give credit where credit due. He never gave us a minute trouble. He never gave us trouble in school when he was coming up. He always liked to do what he likes to do.
My first love was basketball, and that's why I got my most joy. And then my dad put me in baseball, and one year we went 1-19, and I just hated it, because I hated losing.
To come to this point right now, okay, what we would do, we'll wake up in the morning. I wake him up by 5 o'clock. I know he'll be mad at me, because I can see it in him. He gets up. After he gets up, we go outside and play football. Where we got started was Coquina Key Park, and that's right around the corner from here. And we'll stay out there for like 4 to 5 hours, you know, early morning, then we'll go back. So I always kept him active in, you know, football, sports. And I know he got tired of me but I had to stay on him. I mean, I fought for him.
I used to hate those. My dad used to wake me up at 5 in the morning just to go work out or go throw the football. I used to be so mad at him. Like, I would go the whole day without talking to him. When I look back at it, it helped me a lot. But then at that time, I was like, you know, I really hate you right now. I don't want to do this. It was after the Navy game. We were on the phone, and we were just talking about me getting cracked because it was a punt return, and I got hit so hard. And I guess she saw it, and we were just talking on the phone, and she was like, I know your back hurt, I know your head hurt. And I was like, so you got jokes? And we were just having a good conversation, and then she tells me she has to leave because they were on the interstate, and I guess she was gonna call me when they get back home. So I went to sleep thinking she was gonna call me back, but I woke up the next morning and I had no missed calls from her, and that's not like her. She always called me back. And then my Coach Candle, he was standing in front of my door asking me to know what happened that night. And I was telling him I didn't know, like I didn't go out or anything. And they brought me into the office. And Coach Candle, the head coach, he had broke the news that my mom had passed away in a car crash at 12:35 in the morning. I mean, I couldn't believe it because I was just talking to her on the phone like 15 minutes before that happened.
She was one of the greatest. She was a beautiful person. I can't believe, and I think I guess we never accept that she's gone because she was a wonderful person. She was not just only his mama, she was his friend.
After he lost his mom, he said he didn't want to be that far away from the family, you know, like that no more.
That was a point in my life that I was really low. Like it was terrible. And I didn't want to fight no more. Oh, it was a no-brainer. When I figured out what all that happened, it was I wanted to leave here as soon as possible. Like I didn't want to go up there. Like I had like a half a semester to finish, but I didn't want to go back. And then when my best friend's dad got in communication with USF, that's when everything started to roll, and it was that I was coming back to the Bay. Everything just started to get set in place, and I was enrolled after the Christmas break, and that's when I was getting ready for spring.
I love USF, and I'm so glad that they accepted him. It's good to have him close, you know, because we could go over there and, you know, anytime, and we beat all his games that's here, you know.
To me, I'm proud of him getting an education and not having no kids and not going to jail.
Oh, I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of him because one thing, he's not what you say of. Like I will say it again, he's not a weak person. I believe that a lot of young men would have said, this is it, I can't do it. They probably would have dropped out of school or probably would have just said, I can't do this. But we talked to him, encouraged him, because we knew he was hurting. We talked to him just about every day, encouraged him because he knew that's what his mama wanted.
I'm here today, you know, playing for USF, making my family proud, making my mom proud.
And a Brophy in trouble. And again, deep downfield. Caught! And this one is a touchdown.
The Bulls made their first road trip of the season to play indoors at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York. The venue had changed. The attitude had not.
That's what we're waiting for. We'll come out here in the Carrier Dome and handle business.
USF has handled business just fine, entering the game unbeaten and one of the top 10 scoring teams in the country. Good teams win at home. The Bulls aspire to be more than good.
We're going to be defined by, how we play on the road, and we're going to be defined as a football team by how we play on the road. So this is a good test.
The Bulls had not ventured into the Dome for a while, but all 4 previous visits there ended in USF wins. They certainly looked at home on the opening kickoff as Danny Thomas made sure the Orange started in poor field position. South Florida had grown used to getting off to quick starts. In fact, they had outscored the opposition a combined 28-3 in the first quarter of their first 2 games. But when Syracuse gambled on 4th and 1 at their own 45, they would make it by inches. And it ignited the Orange with the first quarter dominance reversing itself in this one. Maybe it was the visitors' jitters, but Syracuse would get TD passes on each of their first 2 possessions. It may still have been September, but this felt like the icy sting of a Syracuse winter wind, and a Bulls team that had not been behind all season was suddenly down 14-0, and it would get worse. The South Florida offense that had averaged just under 49 points per game over the last 6 games, dating back to last season, picked up just 2 first downs in the first quarter. This was not the start any of them had imagined. The third time Syracuse had the ball, though, things started to change slightly. The USF defense dug in a bit and would eventually hold the Orange to a field goal. It was a small ray of hope, a moral victory, and a launching point. They may have been down 17-0, but Willie Taggart-coached teams do not panic.
5 wide receivers, Flowers alone in the backfield, flares it out to Adams. He's got the first down and more, and he runs right by everybody. Touchdown, USF!
Over their previous 6 games, South Florida had scored at least 35 points every time, and they would again, nearly doing it in the second quarter alone. The gate was open. The Bulls were about to stampede. These guys stuck together through a rough first quarter, listened to their coaches, and did the do-over of all do-overs.
Handoff, Marlon Mack, touchdown Bulls.
Marlon Mack got them back within 3, and the dominant color in the Dome had changed. It was now green and gold, and only a matter of time before USF had the lead.
And Dungy will fake the handoff. He will throw a blitz coming. They got him. Augie Sanchez and Deidrin Sanat back at the 7-yard line. And I think we're finally going to see the Syracuse punter. And the Bulls knocking on the door. Wide receiver in motion. Jet sweep. Here comes Rodney. Gets a block to the 5. He's in the end zone. Bulls are all the way back, and they've taken the lead in Syracuse.
USF had plenty of support from back home, and what an atmospheric change in the Carrier Dome. Syracuse fans were shocked, and South Florida fans could be heard above the stunned silence of the home faithful. The Bulls scored a school record-tying 28 unanswered points in the second quarter. Senior receiver Rodney Adams from St. Petersburg would score 3 of those 4 touchdowns, 2 of them rushing. But those are numbers. The real story here can't be measured in those. What unit tallies up heart, guts, and most of all pride? Completely changing the momentum of a lopsided football game is never easy, especially on the road. But this team did it. And it wasn't all offense. The swarming 4-2-5 Bulls D allowed only 3 points after the opening quarter. At halftime, they looked like the team that's been getting votes in the top 25 coaches poll.
Hey, Bulls!
This team had taken the life out of a raucous indoor crowd. They dictated the tempo on the field and the mood in the stands. And that wouldn't change in the second half. Marlon Mack finding the end zone again on a 52-yard run. The defense never let up. Special teams produced the final touchdown, and the concern from the first quarter dissolved into smiles long after most Syracuse fans had left the building. The second largest comeback in school history, and a date with Florida State up next. BAYMADE Inside USF Football is presented by Elder Ford of Tampa. BAYMADE Inside USF Football is presented by the Florida Lottery. The Florida Lottery, over $30 billion and counting to education. Just imagine. By Hooters. Hooters, get your game on. The original wing joint since 1983. By Tampa General Hospital. Tampa General Hospital. Live fiercely. USF Health. Making life better. BAYMADE Inside USF Football is brought to you by the Tampa Bay Times. Get your news when you're on the go. Download the Tampa Bay Times app at tampabay.com/apps.
And so the Bulls will bring the offense back out and start from their own 25-yard line.
What the Bulls need to do offensively here, Doug, is just forget about the scoreboard. Okay, they really haven't gotten into their offense yet. Those plays that were in the game plan to start with should remain in there. They're not going to catch up from 17-0 on one drive. They just need to get some momentum going and find out what works.
It was good to see our guys fight back. All week long, I talked to our guys about in this game how there's going to be adversity in this game. You just felt that all week it was going to be one of those games, especially how Syracuse played the week before. You knew they were going to come out and play hard. And I told our guys that we're going to face some adversity in this game, and that's something I want to see how this 2016 team respond to adversity, because that's something we hadn't seen yet. And I told them when they come, we're not going to flinch. We're going to look it in the eye and say, bring it on. And sure enough, we're down 14-0. No one panic or anything. Guys just say, let's go. We're all right. We're going to be fine. This is exactly what Coach said all week, and it was great to see our guys respond to it.
Breaks it out after finding no room up the middle, and he's got plenty of room down the right sideline to the 40.
Yeah, we got a pretty strong jaw. You know, they threw the first punch, and our guys kind of took it. And then after that, we started playing ball like we were capable of. I just thought once we settled down, both offensively and defense, then things started to take off for us.
Dungy's pass nearly intercepted. Jumping the route, Augie Sanchez.
Man, I don't really want to talk about it, but yeah. It was close. They were hitting us on that a little bit. I mean, they were reading me. They were reading the mic, and I was close. He hit my hand. I really wish I got it. I might have been able to get to the end zone, but I don't know. Don't know if I'm going to live that down, though. My teammates have already really been on me.
Johnson driven back to the 15-yard line, makes the first line miss, makes the second line miss, and now only Hofrichter to get past. To the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, USF! Man,
it's good. It's a great feeling, honestly. We came from, when we were, I was here when we were 2-8 or whatever, 2-10, 4-8, and just to see the way this turned around and just to be in that position, we're grateful. Put in a lot of work. We're not finished yet, but it's an awesome feeling. It's awesome to just kind of see the turnaround for us.
Can we enjoy this one?
A little bit.
A little bit. The next game we play FSU at home. So I'll make sure that all the Bulls fans come and show out in Ray J. We're going to need them. It's a big game. They'll be ready. We'll be ready. And I will say I can't wait, but I want to enjoy this one for 24 hours. And then we'll be on the FSU. But it'll be another big game. It's the next game, and our guys will be locked in for it.
Don't miss out on seeing USF in their historic 20th anniversary season. On Saturday, September 24th, Florida State visits. Saturday, October 8th, it's East Carolina. On Saturday, October 15th, UConn will be in Tampa.